As global attention is directed at tackling COVID-19, Russia has tightened its control of the Arctic region. About 53% of the Arctic coastline belongs to Russia. In 2015, Russia submitted to the United Nations a revised bid to claim an additional 1.2 million square kilometers of Arctic sea shelf. In response, the United States Navy Secretary Kenneth Braithwaite issued a strong warning on December 2 regarding Russia's growing presence in this increasingly important region. Historically, the frigid Arctic region has been relatively free of geopolitical tensions between nations. However, in recent decades, climate warming and technological advancement have opened up the Arctic region. As a result, Russia, Canada, Iceland, the United States, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway are competing for influence. However, none has been more determined to control the region than Russia, and it is achieving its goal mostly with icebreakers vessels. During the Cold War era, the USSR made tremendous gains in militarizing the Arctic. However, the region was mostly inaccessible due to heavy sea ice and technological constraints. Fortunately, in recent years, climate warming and technological advancement have allowed Russia to improve on what the Soviet Union built. In recent years, Russia used its unique fleet of icebreaker ships to renovate Soviet-era airstrips, radar facilities, and other military bases at various Arctic locations. Russia has built over 475 military sites, spanning from its western boundary with NATO to the Bering Strait in the east. In January 2017, Russia deployed a new radar array on the remote Vromel Island. The radar's primary purpose is to control civilian air traffic and monitor the Arctic airspace for potentially hostile targets. In April 2017, Russia inaugurated the Trefoil military base in Franz Josef Land. Franz Josef Land is a massive ice-covered, desolate archipelago along the northeast of the Barents Sea. The military base is about 1,000 kilometers from the North Pole. The base is home to many MiG-31 and Su-34 fighters and Il-78 tankers. Vladimir Putin visited the Arctic in 2017. During his visit, he gave a hint as to why he is so interested in asserting his dominance over the Arctic region. He said that natural resources, which are of utmost importance to the Russian economy, are concentrated in this region. Fortunately, the United States Geological Survey agreed with their assessment. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates that the Arctic could contain about 90 billion barrels of undiscovered oil reserves and 1.67 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Thus, the Arctic holds 13% and 30% of the world's undiscovered crude oil and natural gas, respectively. The region also has huge caches of minerals such as gold, phosphate, iron ore, nickel, copper, zinc, and platinum. Prevailing estimates put the total value of the Arctic's untapped resources at $30 trillion. That amount is more than 20 times greater than Russia's GDP. Not surprisingly, Russia is increasingly determined to overcome a cold, distant, icy, and geopolitical competition that stands between its country and these resources. Russia is already tapping into these resources at an unprecedented rate. An example is the Yamal LNG plant, located nearly 380 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Thanks to Arc-7 icebreakers, Russia can extract and transport Yamal's 44 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserves to customers in Asia and Europe. Another important goal for Russia is the development of the Northern Sea Route as an alternative shipping route. The Northern Sea Route runs along Russia's Arctic coast from the Kara Sea to the Bering Sea and the Pacific Ocean. With this route, Russia can ship its Arctic oil and gas to Asia faster than the time needed to go west around Europe and through the Suez Canal. In the case of China, using the Northern Sea Route will cut shipment time by as much as 25 days. In a presidential order announced shortly after his 2018 inauguration, Putin ordered a tenfold increase of shipping traffic through the Northern Sea Route by 2024. Already, Russia is on its way to achieving the goal. For instance, in 2013, about 3.9 million tons of cargo passed the route. In 2018, it surged to 18 million tons. In 2019, it grew further to 31.5 million tons. The estimated figure for 2020 is about 32 million tons. Putin wants to expand it further to 80 million tons by 2024 and 160 million tons by 2035. If successful, the Northern Sea Route will benefit the global economy, just like the Suez Canal, the Panama Canal, and the Strait of Malacca. However, Russia is also tightening its control on the Northern Sea Route, which falls into its exclusive economic zone. As a result, it published a set of troubling measures for any foreign vessels transiting the route. For instance, ships must request a passage from Russia 45 days in advance. Also, vessels must bring a Russian marine pilot aboard for the crossing and pay expensive transit fees. Russia stated any ship that fails to comply could be detained and even eliminated. Even if a foreign vessel abides by all of the requirements, Russia can still reject the application for passage without any explanation. Russia is pursuing 3 strategic goals in the Arctic region: control of international shipping on the Northern Sea route to expand its commercial and military ports, protecting its oil and gas resources in the Arctic, defending its territory against any encroachment by NATO and even China. To achieve these goals, Moscow is pursuing an anti-access/area denial strategy along the Arctic region. Therefore, it has deployed surface-to-air missile batteries, radars, fighter jets, and electronic surveillance to its Arctic military bases. Russia's growing number of icebreaker vessels and military bases will soon enable it to control the entire region. The Kremlin's new 84-point plan will allow it to explore the Arctic's vast natural resources and improve transit through the Northern Sea route.